Guys, welcome back to another Sunday video. We are with the next 100. Today we are on a little bit of a link swing. So today what I want to do is talk to you about chipping when we get around links golf, because a big fear and a big phobia is obviously the ground is perfect here. There's obviously nice tight lies, perfectly mown. What should we do? Because that's the big question we often get asked is, say, well, I play at this kind of course, I play at that kind of course, maybe it's a links course, maybe it's a parkland course. What do we do differently? Well, here we've got a shot. I've come up just short here on this par 4. I've got around about 30 yards. So I've got my Skyforger wedge, I've got my 56, because a lot of people will chip with that 56 or 54. So when they come in here, obviously it's all about trying to get a perfect contact. And you'll see there, good contact, popped up nicely and gone probably inside tour average. But you can see there, I have managed to take a little bit of a divot. So a little bit of interaction there with the ground. And that's where we're not trying to actively hit down. And this is where obviously you'll say, well, yes, with chipping, I'm supposed to hit down into the golf ball. But often what we see is people start to get a little bit nervous here. So we'll start to see this right here. We'll see a lot of forward shaft lean. And we'll see, I just tried to keep it down. I mean, it was on line, but we never got the ball in the air because they've gone straight into defence mode. Because there's not much grass there, and whether this is even on a parkland course where maybe we've got a bit of area where there's not much grass. And we'll start to see that people will get into that position there. Well, I need to make sure I get contact. So if I go back in the stance and get that shaft forwards, I'm going to be a little bit more consistent. It's wrong. So we're not going to always get the right contact. There we might get some that catch a little bit thin like that one, and then we'll get the opposite one, which I'm not going to demonstrate here, where that leading edge digs straight into the ground. And if we do that, guys, we're not going to be consistent. We're not going to get the ball flight. But if you get a lie like this and you're not confident with your wedge, so let's say you're not confident in your 56, you don't think you've got the right bounce, you don't think you've got the right setup, maybe change club. But if we're trying to play this as a stock shot and we're trying to make this as easy as possible for you, all I'm going to do is make sure that we get our stance nice and narrow. So again, a club width apart is always a good place here. And then from there, we are going to make sure that the ball position is around about centre. So again, we're not getting it back towards that right foot. I'm not having it forwards towards the left foot. And we're going to be able from there to just start to make a nice easy motion. So I want you then to think about, well, it's a putting motion. I'm not trying to overthink that, right, I need to get some wrist set here and then I need to release that to be able to get that out. We're going to think, right, it's going to be very minimal wrist motion. It's going to be more the body turning. And you will see there, we've picked that off nicely. It was a nice lower trajectory. And that's gone closer than that first shot. So you'll see there, we made it very minimalistic. I'm not thinking about wrist, I'm not thinking about releasing that club. We've got to think about this. We've got to think about your body and actually getting that rotating. Because how many times I see people here where it might be hands, and we don't get much body rotation. Again, it then might be the wrist. And you'll see my low point then could be back here. My low point could then be forwards here. So this is where it starts to change if we're not getting our body rotating correctly. But if you're not comfortable with a wedge and you still think, well, I've practiced all the time, I'm like James's mid-handicapper Brett, who's practiced and practiced and practiced, and he's still yet to get the strike perfect. We are going to be having a lesson with Brett very soon. Then maybe look at getting this club out. So maybe look, if you're playing links golf, even if you're playing parkland courses and you're on that fringe, you're on that apron, maybe look at getting your putter out and using that from here, because like we know, there is the phrase that obviously a bad putt could be better than your best chip. And this is where for a lot of people that might be the case. So again, we've got a nice closely mown area here. It is early, so we've still got a little bit of dew on the ground, but I can come in here and I can make sure that I'm getting contact. There's not much that potentially can go wrong there. And you'll see there straight away, without really only having a couple of practice swings, this could be the club. But guys, when you're out playing these golf courses, if you're buying more affordable clubs, more affordable golf balls like the seed golf balls, then think about your club selection. Think about what's going to make you more consistent to lower your scores. And we'll see you again next week.